Well, I love going to horse shows, there's one every week or two. And I love going to horse shows, especially with you. We'll see lots of different horses, make friends along the way. Yeah, I love going to horse shows, and there's one that starts today. And I've seen lots of different horse shows, some were big, some were small. And I've even been to horse shows with no horses there at all. And we'll see lots of different horses, make friends along the way. So let's go see a horse show, there's one that starts today. We'll see lots of different horses, make friends along the way. So let's go see the horse show, there's one that starts today. See lots of different horses, make friends along the way. So let's go see that horse show, the one that starts today. Meet me at that horse show right away.
Well, before you can actually have a horse show, there's a lot of things that need to be done. First and foremost for any event is safety. Safety of the horses and safety of the riders. Horseback riding safety equipment that is custom fitted is available at a local tack shop.
I love horses, but I don't want to own one. So I went into a business where I could be around horses. A tack shop. I get to go out to the barns and the farms in the area and meet the owners, get to meet the riders, and I meet the horses too. So when people come in to buy products for themselves or for their horses, I have a better understanding of what kind of riding they do, how big the horse is, and in general, how to get them proper fitting supplies. From books and jewelry to helmets and horse treats, if it's for horses, you'll find it at a tack shop.
Making sure the horses are healthy and fit enough to compete is also a matter of safety. So the horses get a complete check by a veterinarian who specializes in horses.
I like to give the horses a checkup before the show, right before the show. Especially a show where the horse is going to be required to jump. I like to check their eyes, listen to their breathing, and especially check their legs and hoofs for any signs of distress that could prevent them from competing safely. I can usually tell a lot about a horse's general health by just watching him or her in the pasture.
A farrier, sometimes called a blacksmith, is called in to make any repairs or adjustments that may be needed to the horse's hooves and shoes.
Normally a farrier will change a horse's shoes every 6 weeks or so because a horse's hoof is always growing, kind of like your fingernail. But before a horse show, it's a good idea for a farrier to come in and inspect the horse's shoes and replace any shoes that are loose or worn. When they do need to be replaced, I start by taking off the old shoe. Then I'll clean and trim the hoof. At the same time, I'll also look for any signs of trouble and let the horse's owner know. As I'm trimming, I'll make a mental image of the size and shape of the horse's hoof so I can select the right size and type of shoe to use. I'll select a shoe that's approximately the right size and shape and then heat it in a kiln. Then working from my mental image, I'll custom form the shoe for an exact fit. After cooling them off, it's time to nail them to the hoof, which is painless to the horse. First, I'll make sure that I have shaped the shoe properly. Then proceed to nail them on using special nails. Then I'll break off the point and flatten out any remaining sharp edges. If you compare a horse's leg to a human's, a horse actually walks on the tips of their toes. So making sure the horse is comfortable is not only good for the horse, but also a matter of safety to the rider.
Most horse shows require competitors to wear certain types of clothes and sometimes certain types of equipment for your horse. So in the days before a show, competitors clean and press their clothes as well as cleaning and polishing their boots and the horse's tack, which is their saddles, bridles, and reins. So right before they enter the show ring, they can change into clean, pressed clothes, boots, and tack so horse and rider look their best for the judges. At the barn holding the horse show, there is also lots to do. The barn manager has to make sure all indoor arenas and outdoor riding rings are composed of material that is hard enough for sure footing, yet soft enough for low impact. This helps protect horse and rider from injury. Jumps need to be set up and decorated.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing.
Sound equipment needs to be checked. For tomorrow's show, some of the events will be judging the horse's appearance, so the horses get bathed, which is sometimes not their favorite thing to do. To make the horse look fancy, some people braid their horses' manes.
I'm going to college in the area, and I love horses, and I love braiding hair. So on the weekends, I braid for the farms in the area. Braiding and preparing horses for people who are going to shows allows me to make extra money while being around horses.
The day before the show, as well as every day, horses need to be cared for. First thing, every morning the horses get food and fresh water. And as every day, horses' stalls need to be cleaned and the bedding, which usually consists of wood shavings, gets changed.
I can't afford a horse right now, so after school I work a few hours cleaning stalls. I plan to go to college to be a vet. So right now, it's just a good way for me to be around horses and make money at the same time. You can really learn a lot just being around horses. And sometimes I trade my work for riding lessons.
And as every day, horses get fed, given water, and their well-being checked on before bedtime. Every day, horses enjoy getting food, attention, care, and love. The same things we all like. While most people in the small towns around Patriot Hill Farm are sleeping, people going to the horse show are getting up. Although only a short drive for most competitors, some will drive hours to get to the very popular Patriot Hill Farm annual Hunter Jumper Horse Show. Spread over 200 acres in the foothills of the beautiful Berkshire Mountains of western Massachusetts, Patriot Hill Farm is home to over 200 horses and has 3 indoor and 5 outdoor riding rings. It's a great place for a horse show. The events are open to individuals who own a horse, as well as riding academies and clubs. Horse shows start early because there's a lot to do. Food, water, and all equipment needed for the show for both horse and rider gets loaded into the horse trailer. Horses are made ready for traveling by having their legs wrapped with soft material so their legs are protected during travel. Horses are then loaded into the trailer and ready for the trip. Hay is provided so the horse can grab a snack along the way. Horses start arriving well before the show starts. It gives the horses a chance to relax and get familiar with their new surroundings. Horse owners know a relaxed horse, just as any athlete, is going to compete better than a horse or athlete who is under stress. You are allowed to practice on the courses before the actual competition. This is called schooling. Schooling gives coaches, riders, and the horses a chance to see the jumps and how they are laid out. Most competitors will bring a coach with them. Coaches will talk over strategies for the rider to successfully manage the horse through the jumps. This visualization helps the rider prepare not only mentally but also physically for the actual jumping. Competitors register and are assigned numbers to wear for identification. Computers are set up to keep track of who rides what horse in what event, class, and division, and what their placing was. Points are kept track of and added up at the end of the show season. Awards are given out at an annual banquet for best riders and best horses within the region. Friends, relatives, and just plain horse lovers come for a day of fun. Today's show is a jumper show in which horse and rider jump different size and different looking jumps spaced at a set distance. A horse cannot see directly in front of them, so they rely on the rider to tell them when to jump. So you can see why schooling is also a learning experience for the horses as well as the riders. Non-jumping events in today's show are sometimes judged on how well the horses perform and are called hunter events. And sometimes events are judged on how well the rider performs, called equitation events. Each event has a judge whose job it is to keep a log of who has jumped, as well as evaluating how the horse or rider is doing. When judging horses, judges look for how the horse moves, the form the horse takes over the jumps, how easy the horse looks to ride, and a neat and clean appearance. When judging riders, judges look for the position of the rider on the horse, the ability of the rider to control the horse, and their neat and clean appearance. At the end of each event, ribbons are awarded in accordance with how well you and your horse has done. The ribbons are different colors according to standings. First place is blue. Second place is red. Third place is yellow. Fourth place is white. Fifth place is pink. And sixth place ribbon is green. There are ribbons for champion and reserve champion. If you're riding in a beginner's class and accumulated the most points in all of the beginner events, you would win champion. Reserve champion is second place.
A big part of a coach's job, especially at a show, is to try and make the horse and rider focus and work together. As you can imagine, there are many distractions for both horse and rider at a horse show. When a horse is jumping with a rider on their back, the position of that rider greatly affects the way the horse can jump. And with show jumping, where each mistake is given point deductions, it is essential that the rider and horse stay balanced and focused. The goal of show jumping is to stay mistake-free. Horses are smart, and they know why they are here at the show. They know what they are supposed to do when they get in the show ring. They know they must cooperate with the rider in order to clear the jump successfully. But at the same time, the rider must realize that they too must cooperate with the horse and not interfere with their jumping style. Starting this course, this horse and rider appear focused, ready, and looking in the direction they are traveling. Here, they are setting up for the first jump. The rider is sitting well in the saddle. But right here, she starts standing too early before the jump, transferring her weight forward over the horse's front legs. This will make it more difficult for the horse to jump, and it could cause him to knock down a rail and add faults to her score. Over the top of the jump, the rider incorrectly changes her balance by throwing her body forward. And again, this throws the horse's balance off and interferes with his jumping position. Despite these few distractions, this seasoned show horse makes his own corrections and clears the jump well. Immediately, the rider must look to the next jump. It appears that the rider has the horse well prepared for the second jump. The rider is quiet with her body and is actually doing much better here and doesn't get out of position. Over the top of the second jump, her head is up. She's in good position and already looking for her next jump. The third jump is setting up well. The rider encourages the horse to look in the direction of the next jump. She's in good position, riding well, and does not interfere with the horse, making it easy for him to get his legs up and out of the way of the rails. Here, the rider is using 9 strides to get to the next jump. In the first few strides, the rider must look ahead and plan a location on the 9th stride for the horse to leave the ground to clear the jump cleanly. The rider is now looking around the turn towards the next jump. But while she's concentrating on that, her horse has gained too much speed, and her shoulders have gotten a little too far forward. This has knocked her horse off balance. He is leaning into the turn too much, and when confronted with the jump, he is not able to pick up his front legs up and out of the way. He knocks down a rail, adding 4 faults to their score. Remember, the rider with the fewest faults wins the class. The rider must not let the mistake rattle her or make her lose her concentration. She must immediately refocus and prepare for the next jump. She quickly asks her horse to change his balance, and because of his willingness and trust in her, he does, and they complete the next jump cleanly and happily. This rider has obviously learned her lesson from 2 jumps ago. Here again, the rider is staying focused and balanced and isn't interfering with the horse on his next approach. This part of the course is technically more difficult because she must steer the horse around other jumps. This could easily distract him. Here she must make a sharp turn and has very little time to show the horse's next jump. The rider gets slightly out of position and is not well organized for the jump. And I don't think the horse is going fast enough here. Yup, I think asking for more speed from the horse would have made it a technically better jump. But again, the horse recovers well, resulting in no faults. Here again, she must make a sharp right-hand turn and steer around other jumps. They jump the next jump cleanly. A few strides before this next jump, the horse unexpectedly looks down at the jump. If the rider does not correct this, it could turn into a big problem. But the rider and horse recover well and clear the jump. All in all, this was a pretty good run for a rider of her experience, and even though they knocked down a rail, they could still take first place if the other riders in the class have more faults. But more important than winning ribbons, horse shows give horses and riders a unique experience in communication and trust. It's what can make horseback riding one of the most wonderful, exhilarating, and rewarding experiences in a person's life.
Some of the classes are very large and could take hours before competitors get to jump. Some of the classes are small and are over quickly. Hour by hour, event by event, horses, riders, trainers, coaches, and grooms are all working hard, having fun, and loving every minute.
That concludes the last class in today's competition. Thank you for attending. Have a safe trip home, and see you next year.
And when your classes are over, your day is not. It's time to wrap the horses and reload equipment and horses back into the trailers for the ride home. Where you'll unload the horses and equipment, take the braids out, brush, feed, make sure they have water, and ensure your horse's well-being for the night. A New England horse show, a day filled with fun, adventures, friendships, and a display of extraordinary cooperation this wonderful animal is willing to offer mankind that stretches